Welcome everybody back for another episode of Monday Night Raw, and we are so close to Backlash, just a couple of days away, as we'll find out what is in store at Backlash. But first, we come at you from Omaha, Nebraska with Monday Night Raw, and first we will be finding out who will be taking in the World Heavyweight Title 6-pack challenge. Of course, 2 spots remaining, and we will find out who those final 2 spots will go to tonight as well. That means we will be finding out who the 2 men taking up the remaining spots in the 6-man second chance Intercontinental Championship Battle Royale, as the King of Strong Style makes his way to the ring, Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, this is a Backlash qualifier. Nakamura has everything it takes not only to get the win here tonight, but in my opinion, if he does win, he's got to be one of the favourites to leave Backlash with the World Heavyweight Title around his waist in what will be a stacked matchup. And Nakamura, though, former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, NXT Champion, United States Champion, WWE Intercontinental Champion. He's won everything except for the big one in the WWE, and this will be his chance. Of course, we will be crowning our champions on Raw, and Nakamura wants to be the first world champion here, but he may be one of the favourites if he does advance, but he has to advance first, and he's facing off against a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and someone who I feel like might be overlooked in this one. It's none other than EC3 Ethan Carter III. And I was talking to EC3 earlier today backstage, and Ethan Carter believes he is in the top 1%. And he wants to leave Backlash as the top 1%, and that is as the World Heavyweight Champion. But he knows it's not going to be easy with Shinsuke Nakamura standing in front of him. But he doesn't mind causing a little bit of trouble. And I just couldn't resist saying that. But yeah, many people might believe it's an upset if Nakamura is defeated by EC3 here tonight. But EC3 doesn't believe that. EC3 has the confidence that it takes to be a world champion, and he's done it before in TNA. Can he do it here on Monday Night Raw? But as I said, it's going to be a tough task with the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, standing in his way, and that's just for him to get to the 6-pack challenge then at Backlash. Of course, already qualifying for that match, Kevin Owens defeating Sami Zayn, Adam Cole defeated R-Truth, Cesaro beat Jeff Hardy via countout, and of course we will see them two go at it once again here tonight. Of course, that match tonight will not affect the standings at Backlash. There will still be Cesaro in the World Heavyweight Title picture and Jeff Hardy going for the Intercontinental Championship, no matter the result here tonight. And then of course we've had Mike Kanellis be defeated by Tommaso Ciampa. So Ciampa going for the World Heavyweight Title, Kanellis going for the Intercontinental Title, as we are underway with this collar and elbow tie-up. Locked by Nakamura, EC3 sends him off the ropes, missing with the elbow. That might allow Nakamura to close down the space. As he does, goes to work ringing the arm of EC3. EC3 able to gain control, going over Nakamura's arm, but Nakamura able to get that hammerlock to go behind on EC3 and works over EC3's arm, and the big SDO by Nakamura sending EC3 down. As Nakamura is EC3 able to turn the tide on Nakamura. Nakamura able to turn it once again though, and hits a big back suplex. And now Nakamura has something else planned. Picks EC3 up, goes for the forearm. EC3 able to block, and now picking up Nakamura with the big reverse suplex, just send him down gut first onto the mat. EC3 with the head of Nakamura, now elbow to the back, goes for the boot. Nakamura catches the foot. Nakamura picking him up, powerbomb. EC3 in trouble after that big powerbomb. Nakamura going to continue on the work. Big Falcon Arrow. And now dropping that knee across the chest of EC3 is Shinsuke. Shinsuke picking up EC3. Going behind with a big German suplex, just stacking EC3 up. And now Nakamura just stomping away at the back of EC3. Dragging him towards the center ring. EC3 able to get out of the way. But Nakamura catches him once again. Nakamura has him caught. And big backbreaker, just dropping him across the knee. And Nakamura is fired up here in Omaha, Nebraska. As the King Strong Style with those strong style kicks, sending EC3 down. He has the legs grapevine. And a curb stomp. Shout out to Super Dragon. As EC3 is in trouble here. Nakamura going behind. The big suplex. And EC3 is in trouble. Nakamura has him where he wants him. As EC3 is dropped by that big forearm by Shinsuke. Shinsuke once again picking him up. And then just going to work with the strikes. And Shinsuke is in control. He's loving it. As EC3 making his way back into the ring. Nakamura went out after EC3. But EC3 able to get in before Nakamura and catches him with that big Russian leg sweep. Nakamura now in trouble. Is EC3 able to change the momentum and hit a big headlock driver. EC3 once again. Big snap suplex on Nakamura. This time it's Nakamura rolling to the apron. And EC3 is trying to get the universe here behind him. As EC3 catches Shinsuke. Bringing him back in with that big stalling suplex. Flow over DDT by Shinsuke, dropping, planting EC3 on the top of his head. And big elbow by Nakamura, dropping EC3 once again. And another forearm. Now it's EC3 sending Nakamura to the outside on the apron. Shoulder tackle sends him off the apron. EC3 looking to follow up. Picking up Shinsuke. Going to work with those punches. He got the kick and then the clothesline by Nakamura. Shinsuke with another forearm. Now this time with the kick and the STOs, knocking EC3 onto the floor on the outside. EC3 able to grab Nakamura, send him headfirst into the ring post. And now it's Nakamura sending EC3 into the barricade, and Nakamura getting caught by EC3, sending him back into the ring. Takedown by Shinsuke. Now big boot to the midsection. And Kinshasa Shinsuke Boomaye. 1, 2, 3. The Kinshasa was enough for Shinsuke Nakamura to put away EC3. Of course, EC3 still has a chance to leave Backlash with the Intercontinental Championship. But it will be Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event, challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship in a couple of days this weekend at Backlash. As you see, the King of Strong Style is ready. He's focused, and now his eyes are firmly set on the World Heavyweight Championship match at Backlash. And you gotta believe Nakamura, one of the favourites in that stacked contest. As we move on, as we have one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions in action. We don't know who it will be, and it is Kyle O'Reilly. Of course, this match was set by the Authority earlier on today. The Viking Raiders were looking for redemption. They've been on a losing streak, so they went to the Authority, asked could they get a title shot or a match against the Undisputed Eras, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, for the tag team gold, since they feel like they are the reason for the losing streak. As you see Kyle O'Reilly just making his way to the ring, but the authority said, no, you're on a losing streak. You need to earn a tag team opportunity. So if the Viking Raiders want a shot at the tag team titles at Backlash, they need to beat one half of the tag team champions in singles action tonight. We didn't know who it was representing the Undisputed Era. Now we know it's Kyle O'Reilly coming alone, but you gotta know Bobby Fish isn't too far behind him. And we don't know which member of the Viking Raiders will be stepping up in this matchup. Of course, if the Viking Raiders win, they will challenge for the tag team titles at Backlash. And I've just received a word in my earpiece that if Kyle O'Reilly is victorious over one half of the Viking Raiders here tonight, a mystery team will challenge for the tag team titles this Sunday, and it is Eric who will be challenging Kyle O'Reilly tonight. And of course, absent is Ivar, who walked out on Eric last week. You gotta believe this is Eric trying to redeem himself, get a bit of redemption. Of course, Eric was pinned by the one half of the B team, Bo Dallas, last week, which led to Ivar leaving him in the ring alone, walking out on his tag team partner. So you gotta wonder if Eric is stepping up to redeem himself, or if Ivar is making Eric kind of earn his spot, make Eric prove he still has it. And you gotta believe this is a must win for Eric, because if he doesn't win here, who knows when the Viking Raiders will get another shot at the tag team titles. Because for all we know, the team at Backlash, if Kyle O'Reilly wins, that mystery team could walk out with the titles. That would just push Eric and Ivar further down, and we are underway. This is going to be a classic, surely, between Eric and Kyle O'Reilly, as we see Bobby Fish. I've told you, Bobby Fish won't be too far behind as he makes his way to the ring to support Kyle O'Reilly, maybe trying to play mind games, maybe making Eric think has a fair shot, but absent. But where's Eric? Where's Ivar? Ivar leaving Eric alone with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. You gotta wonder, does Ivar want a tag team title opportunity? Because he did walk out on his tag team partner. As Kyle O'Reilly goes to work with that forearm. Bobby Fish seems to be enjoying this on the outside. But you also have to wonder, would the Undisputed Era rather face the Viking Raiders over a mystery team? Because at least they can prepare for the Viking Raiders as Eric goes for the cover, only getting a 1 count. But if the Viking Raiders win, the Undisputed Era know who they're facing Sunday. But if they win, they're facing a mystery team. They won't know their opponents. They won't know who to scout. But at least if Eric wins here tonight, they'll know it's the Viking Raiders, and they know they can beat the Viking Raiders, because they did beat the Viking Raiders to be crowned the first Raw Tag Team Champions, as Kyle O'Reilly goes to work with those palm strikes into the armbar, has Eric in trouble. Will he be able to tap out, or will he be able to reach the rope? And it looks like he's able to escape, floating over and going to work with those vicious punches, forcing Kyle O'Reilly to break. Snapmare with the kick across the back, and just dropping knees onto Kyle O'Reilly's lower back. And then what is going to happen here? Kyle O'Reilly Irish whipping Eric off the rope, and of course Bobby Fish getting involved, grabbing the foot of Eric, and now the clothesline to the back. This is why I feel like Ivar is putting his tag team partner in danger, forcing him to go against both members of the tag team champions alone. But Eric able to fight back, and now going to work, just stomping on Kyle O'Reilly as he goes for the cover now. Only a 1 count. Now Eric is surprised. He thought he had Kyle O'Reilly where he wanted him. Clearly he doesn't, but he does now after that big lariat knocking Kyle O'Reilly down. Now O'Reilly going to work over the arm, and O'Reilly snapmare kick to the back. Kyle O'Reilly now picking up Eric. What has he got planned for Eric? We don't know, because Eric catches the boot. And now he has him. That choke slam. Sending O'Reilly down. And now that chop by Eric. Super kick to the midsection. And now the super kick to the skull. O'Reilly goes for the cover. Oh no, going for the armbar. Will he tap out? O'Reilly has Eric in the armbar. Is Eric going to tap? He's fighting. And he's able to escape, but you gotta believe that's done a lot of damage to the arm of Eric. As O'Reilly has him in that guillotine. That standing guillotine. Now the legs. Grapevine around. Eric in trouble. Eric in the center of the ring. The guillotine by O'Reilly. Is Eric going to fight out? No, he has to tap. And we now know it will not be the Viking Raiders challenging the Undisputed Era. But Kyle O'Reilly picking up the win means the Undisputed Era will face a mystery team as we take a look back at the highlights. And with the dissension between the Viking Raiders over the last couple of weeks, you gotta believe Ivar won't be happy with his partner failing to pick up the win tonight, as we see the submission hold giving Kyle O'Reilly the victory. But you also gotta believe Eric won't be happy with Ivar, as Ivar was not by his side. And with the interference of Bobby Fish, just as it looked like Eric had Kyle O'Reilly where he wanted him, allowed Kyle O'Reilly to change the momentum of this matchup and pick up the win. And I'll be interested to see which team will be stepping up to face the tag team champions at Backlash. And speaking of Backlash, this is a qualifier match, rematch. Of course, last time these two met, Jeff Hardy lost by a countout to Cesaro. They had a confrontation in the ring last week, and that's what the Authority have set up this rematch. Of course, Jeff Hardy will still be in the Battle Royale for the Intercontinental Championship next at Backlash, win or lose here tonight. But it doesn't matter to the charismatic Enigma, as he will be looking for some redemption against Cesaro here tonight, as he makes his way to the ring, shaking hands with the WWE Universe, his creatures of the night, as Jeff Hardy looks to pick up some momentum going into Backlash, of course, the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royale. And a win over Cesaro will be a big momentum booster. And if Jeff Hardy can pick up the win tonight and Cesaro leaves Backlash as the World Heavyweight Champion, you gotta believe that will put Jeff Hardy firmly in line as a future contender for Cesaro's title. Of course, Cesaro has to leave here tonight with the goal, or here tonight. Here, Jeff Hardy has to leave here tonight with the win, and Cesaro has to leave Backlash with the goal for that to happen. And once again, our production team getting the wrong video for Cesaro. I've changed it I don't know how many times, and the game just keeps changing it back without me doing that. And so hopefully at Backlash we can get Cesaro with the right custom Tron and the right mini Tron, because of course he's no longer a member of the Bar, and we're running with the Bar gimmick on Sheamus on SmackDown. So yeah, for some reason it keeps changing Cesaro's entrances. Hopefully at Backlash we can finally get the right one to stay saved. But before we get there, it's Jeff Hardy, it is Cesaro, and we are underway. The bell has rung, and Jeff Hardy going to work with the kicks to the midsection, as Cesaro dropping Jeff with the uppercut. And now working over kicks to the back, going on to stomp on the leg. Cesaro calling Jeff to his feet. What has Cesaro got planned? We're not going to find out as Jeff punches him, as Cesaro replies with a punch of his own. Now Jeff put one of his own back again. Cesaro stunned up against the ropes. Jeff Hardy with the big backdrop to Cesaro in the center of the ring. Cesaro in trouble. Now kick to the midsection. And a big uppercut by Cesaro. Calling Jeff to his feet. What has Cesaro got planned? Picking him up. Big punch to the head of the Charismatic Enigma. Pulling him up into the center of the ring. Goes for the cover. One. Jeff Hardy kicking out at one. It's going to take a lot more to put the Charismatic Enigma down. Cesaro missing with the uppercut. Jeff able to reply with forearm of his own. Russian leg sweep. Sending Cesaro crashing down to the mat. What has Jeff got planned now? Picking him up for a big suplex. No, send him down. Cesaro wisely rolling to the outside. Now Cesaro back in as soon as Jeff went out the other side. And Cesaro trying to play mind games, trying to get Jeff where he wants him, and he does. Luring him in and catches him with that uppercut on the outside. Gotta wonder, is Cesaro going to try for another count out victory as Jeff takes him down with the crossbody. Now Cesaro and Jeff collar and elbow. Jeff pushes him away, hits him with the dropkick referee, continuing his count. Jeff and Cesaro still going at it on the outside. This time Cesaro sends him back in. Not going for a count out victory this time. Wants to prove he is the better man and wants to prove he has what it takes to beat Jeff Hardy in the ring. And Cesaro now in control with that takedown. Now sending Jeff Hardy across the ring with that big belly to belly. That big fall away slam. Now Cesaro with the gut wrench. Just gut wrenching Jeff Hardy. Floating over, continuing on. Still has control. Still has that gut wrench locked in. Once again dropping Jeff Hardy with the gut wrench. Suplex. And a third one. Cesaro now goes for the cover. Referee down. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count. Jeff Hardy kicks out at 1 once again. Cesaro does not know what it's going to take to put away the Charismatic Enigma. As Cesaro stalking Jeff Hardy, and he's going for the sharpshooter, and he has it locked in. Sharpshooter in the center of the ring. Jeff Hardy nowhere to go. He has to fight out, and he does. He floats around and pushes Cesaro off. Now sending Cesaro down to the mat. What's Hardy got planned here? Twist of fate, sending Cesaro down. He goes for the cover. That has to be it. 1, 2. Cesaro kicking out with the twist of fate. Jeff Hardy cannot believe it, but Cesaro is down in the center of the ring. Jeff picking him up and dropping him once again in position. Jeff Hardy going to the top rope. Swanton bomb, that has to be it. Jeff Hardy hits the Swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy is victorious over Cesaro here tonight. As what is Kevin Owens doing in the ring? Kevin Owens just appearing out of nowhere. Jeff Hardy beating Cesaro. Kevin Owens appearing in the ring. Here comes Sami Zayn. Of course, Zayn lost to Kevin Owens in a World Heavyweight title match qualifier last week, and they shook hands afterwards. But now they're getting in each other's face in a match they weren't even involved in. As you see, it says there, Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. As we go backstage with the Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander. He's been attacked. Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era, attacking Cedric as Rey Mysterio makes the save. Of course, Cedric beat Roddy in non-title action last week. The Undisputed Era trying to get a bit of revenge as we come back to Monday Night Raw with the Boss in the ring. Here comes the man. Of course, defeating Sasha Banks 1-on-1 last week. Scheduled for tag team action here tonight as they get underway. Sasha going for Becky before the bell. Sasha teaming with her close friend, the Raw Women's Champion Bayley, and Becky Lynch teaming with who's challenging for the Raw Women's title as they just appear out of nowhere. Mickie James challenging for Bayley's Women's title. So this is a little Backlash preview at Backlash. Of course, Becky and Sasha continuing on their feud as Sasha goes with that big arm drag off the top. So yeah, Becky and Sasha will continue on their feud off Backlash. And of course, Mickie James will challenge for the women's title against this woman who's just tagged in, Bayley. And what has Bayley got planned here? She's going after Becky. Of course, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch's feud involves Bayley. This feud stems from the very first episode of Raw, where we crowned our women's champion in that fatal 4-way, which also featured Charlotte Flair. As Becky goes for the cover here, only in 1 count. Becky Lynch had Bayley locked in the disarmer, where the referee's attention was turned. He was checking Bayley, he was making sure she wasn't tapping, while in the meantime Sasha Banks hit bankrupt on Charlotte Flair and had Charlotte Flair down. She had her pinned for at least a 10 count, but the referee was distracted with the submission hold. He did not see it, and by the time the referee turned his attention to Sasha Banks, she was only able to keep Charlotte Flair down for a 2 count because of the time wasted, as here comes Mickie James off the tag. So Sasha Banks believes Becky Lynch is the reason she's not here as the Raw Women's Champion, but at least it led to her close friend Bayley picking up the win on Charlotte Flair in that matchup, and she will challenge Mickie James after Mickie James called out Bayley last week. But speaking of Mickie James, she just got caught by that big kick by Sasha, but comes on with the crucifix. This is our first time seeing Mickie James in action here on Raw. Of course, she did call out Bayley last week for a women's title match, and the Authority have made it official for Backlash. It will be Mickie James challenging the Raw Women's Champion Bayley, as we get a little preview here as Bayley comes in off the tag and hits Mickie James with the snapmare. And now that headlock, now going to work with the elbows across the head of Mickie James. Now Mickie able to crawl and make the tag to Becky Lynch, as Bayley misses with that dropkick off the top. Now it's Becky off the top rope. She gets caught with a knee, and Bayley goes to Becky, but Becky able to kick her off, and Becky with big missile dropkick off the top rope. Becky has Bayley where she wants her, goes for the cover, and you gotta believe if Becky Lynch is able to pick up a pin over the Raw Women's Champion, maybe if Bayley is able to retain over Mickie James, Becky beats Sasha, Becky could be in line for a future women's title shot. Now into the corner, the boss and hug connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks working over Becky with that big double team backdrop, goes for the cover, 1, 2, 3, and Sasha Banks and Bayley pick up the win in this one. Last week it was Becky Lynch pinning Sasha Banks after Sasha Banks attacked Dana Brooke, who was scheduled to be Becky Lynch's opponent, and she took her spot in that match, and the man was able to leave victorious. This time it's Sasha Banks pinning Becky in a tag team action. So they are 1 fall apiece going into Backlash. Will Backlash be the decider, or will we've got to think Backlash will be the decider? But you never know with these two superstars. They both want to be the top. As we take a look back at the deciding pinfall, Mickie James only getting back up onto the apron, not able to get into the ring in time. As we look, Sasha Banks and Bayley, your winners in this contest, as they celebrate their wins here tonight. Will they be celebrating at Backlash? And we get ready for our main event of the evening. The final spot in that World Heavyweight Championship match at Backlash will be decided as Drew McIntyre makes his way to the ring. Of course, not only will the World Heavyweight Championship match be decided, so will the Intercontinental Championship Second Chance Battle Royale, and Drew McIntyre making his way to the ring. Drew, of course, a former Intercontinental Championship in his own right, and he has held the WWE Championship as well. He's held gold in TNA, ICW. So Drew McIntyre knows what it takes to win gold. But I know who his opponent is here tonight, and his opponent also knows what it takes to win gold. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'll talk about his opponent when his opponent makes his way to the ring. But Drew McIntyre has got to be one of the favourites in no matter which match he is in. Whether it's the World Heavyweight title match or the Intercontinental Championship match, I can see Drew McIntyre leaving Backlash with gold. But he is the reason why I'm not sure which that match will be, because his opponent is phenomenal. It is none other than AJ Styles. AJ Styles has held WWE gold, he's held Ring of Honor gold, he's held TNA gold, he's held gold in New Japan. AJ Styles knows what it takes to be the face that runs the place. He also knows what it takes to be the champ that runs the camp. And AJ Styles wants to be the face of Monday Night Raw. And to do that, he has to get through the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre just for the opportunity at Backlash. But AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, if anyone can do it, it is this man. Because he truly is phenomenal. As AJ Styles making his entrance, posing in the corner, looking out among the fans here in attendance, standing on their feet, chanting AJ, AJ, AJ. And you gotta believe AJ Styles has what it takes to leave not only here tonight in Backlash. And there we are on the way, this big time main event, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles. As Drew goes to work with the big boot on the head of AJ, now stomping on the arm, trying to weaken the arm, soften the arm so AJ can't hit that phenomenal forearm, as he hits that big gut wrench on Styles. Drew picks up AJ. And now he has Styles where he wants him, picking him up and just tossing him across the ring. Drew McIntyre having his way with the phenomenal one early on, and AJ able to skin out of the back and hits the clothesline on Drew. Now it's AJ stomping on Drew, going to work on the arm of Drew, trying to wear down the big Scottish psychopath is the phenomenal one. Stomping away is Styles, going to the arm once again. Now AJ picking him up and dropping him into the neck breaker. And AJ Styles is saying that was just too sweet. As AJ goes to work, Irish whipping Drew off the ropes, slid under and up with the Hurricane Rana. As AJ spinning around, dropping Drew McIntyre. As Drew in trouble, as AJ just drops him down, goes for the cover, not even on one count. AJ can't believe it. It's going to take a lot more to keep Drew McIntyre down, as Drew back up to his feet, gets caught with the punch though. It's AJ with the punches that shot across the back to Drew, and out a snapmare by AJ, kick to the back of McIntyre. And McIntyre's just pissed off as he snapmares AJ and kicks him across the back of his own. And a big boot just flooring Styles. And once again, just club and blow to the back. McIntyre picks up Styles, drops him with the clothesline. And now McIntyre once again picking up Styles. This time boot to the midsection and the club across the back of Styles. Once again chop. This time AJ replying with chops of his own. Drew blocks and a punch to the face. As it by AJ able to gain control, Irish whipping and Drew into the corner and going to work with the chop. Goes for the punch. Drew able to reverse it. Goes for a chop of his own. AJ fighting back. Drop kick. This match has been back and forth. Neither man able to gain clear control just yet as AJ goes for the cover. Only a 1 count. Here comes Drew. What has Drew got planned? Goes for a punch and a big boot. Flooring Styles. And now has him where he wants him with another shot to the back. Those vicious blows by Drew, and a Glasgow kiss. That has to be a 1, 2, only a 2 count. AJ Styles able to survive as Drew picks up the phenomenal one, drops him with that clothesline. Drew picks up Styles once again and just flooring him with the STO. Drew picking up AJ and once again just sending him down. AJ rolls to the outside as Drew just watches on. Boot to the midsection, missing with that. And now Drew has AJ where he wants him. Drew picks up AJ. AJ able to get out the back, goes to work on the kicks, working off the legs of the bigger man. Pele kick on the outside. AJ just floors Drew with the Pele kick and sends him into the ring. Now AJ picking up Drew, and he has him where he wants him. He has it locked in. The Styles Clash, and wisely AJ, the experienced man, rolls him away from the ropes. That's to be at 1, 2, how is Drew kicked out of the Styles Clash? AJ Styles cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Drew McIntyre kicks out of the Styles Clash as AJ continues to go to work on Drew McIntyre, picking him up. Goes for a cutter. It seems like gets caught. Drew Irish whipping AJ onto the apron. Drew McIntyre fired up, showing that fighting spirit after kicking out of the Styles Clash, and he grabs him and just throws AJ by the hair across the ring. And now picking up Styles, pile driver by McIntyre. Drew McIntyre just drops AJ Styles with the pile driver, dropping AJ on his neck, and out of boots to the midsection. Future Shock DDT, putting AJ Styles down for the 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre advances to the World Heavyweight title match at Backlash in a fantastic main event here tonight. As here you see Drew McIntyre, your winner. He looks excited. He's going to Backlash this Sunday for the World Heavyweight title. As you see AJ Styles disappointed walking out of the arena here tonight. He still has a chance at the Intercontinental Championship come Sunday. But that is it for AJ Styles in the World Heavyweight title picture for as of now. And let's have a look at that, your Backlash card, before we end the show here. We will have 6-man Battle Royale action for the Intercontinental Championship as Jeff Hardy, EC3, R-Truth, Mike Kanellis, Sami Zayn, and of course, as we found out just now, AJ Styles will compete for the Intercontinental Championship. The boss Sasha Banks will square off one-on-one against the man Becky Lynch, and both women hold a fall over each other, so it will be very interesting to see who leaves Backlash with the victory. Cedric Alexander will defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Roderick Strong at Backlash, and of course, after Strong's attack on the Cruiserweight Champion earlier tonight, Cedric Alexander will be looking to pick up a bit of redemption on Strong at Backlash. Two men who are disappointed to miss out on the qualifying matches for the title matches at Backlash will face off in a special number 1 contenders match as Shelton Benjamin makes his debut against the also debuting Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. And of course, as we found out earlier tonight, the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish will defend the Tag Team Championships against a mystery team this Sunday at Backlash. Who that team is, we don't know yet, so tune in to find out. Raw Women's title will also be on the line as Bayley goes one-on-one against Mickie James in a match that is surely going to go down as a classic in the women's division as two of the best square off for the gold. And in the main event, the World Heavyweight title on the line, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole all fight for the opportunity to be called the first Raw World Heavyweight Champion. All that is in store this Sunday at Backlash, so tune in. You don't want to miss this.